Hi and hello. So today we are going to do our group presentation for the course SEEL 4223 Digital Signal Processing, and we are from Group 1 of Session 1 and 2. Our lecturer is Dr. Musa bin Muhammad Musti. The diagram is showing the overall mind map for our project. The mind map consists of three parts. The first of them is the input. So for our project, the input is the audio file, audio DSP.wav. And for the next part, it is the process that is done with the input. Following this, there is also the output that we obtain from the process and also the coding that is done to achieve the output.
Hi, I'm Akhilesh. For the next part, I'll be presenting about the sampling process. So here the input will be a signal and it goes through the process of sampling, and this is the output that we obtain. And the code that we used is shown here. So using MATLAB, we extracted the discrete samples from the audio signal and visualized them using a stem plot. This gave us a clear representation of sample points, which are important for digital signal processing. So here we have sampled 1000 data points for better clarity. The sample signal becomes the input for our next part, which is convolution.
Let's proceed with the next part. My name is Vikash and I will be presenting about the convolution process. We use the sequence of signal that we obtained from the previous process. This sequence of values will go through the convolution process. The figure here is showing the output for the convolution process. There are two graphs. The first one is the impulse response and another one is the convoluted signal. The coding that was done to achieve the previous output is shown here. First, a vector h is declared, and then we declare a variable yconv, which is the output of the convolution function using the vectors x and h. Following this, we visualize the impulse response by using the function figure and arranging them in a subplot manner. Then we use the function stem to create the stem output graph, and we set the title to be impulse response with the x and y labels to be samples and amplitude. Following this, we visualize the convolve signal by arranging it in the subplot. Then we declare a function plot using the time value from 1 until 1000 data points and also the yconv value from 1 until the 1000. And then we set the title to be convolve signal following the x label and y label to be time, seconds, and amplitude. Then we enable the grid.
Good day, my name is Arun Kumar and I will be presenting Z transform and pole zero analysis. Z transform is a part of a sequence. Let's have a look into Z transform. Thank you to Naveen for the discussion earlier. Pole zero analysis is crucial for understanding the behavior and stability of filters. Using a Butterworth low pass filter, we plotted its poles and zeros in a Z plane. This visualized the filter's characteristics, confirming its stability and effectiveness. These steps directly connects to the frequency response, which Bala will explain in the next section. As you can see, this is the code for Z-transform analysis and the design of filter for Z-plane analysis, and also creating the Z-plane plot for the results shown earlier.
A very good day to everyone. I am Balamurugan from Section 2. Today, I will be discussing the discrete time Fourier transform or DTFT, which is a fundamental concept in digital signal processing. The DTFT helps us analyze the frequency content of discrete signals, representing them in the frequency domain. It bridges the gap between the time and frequency domains, allowing for a deeper understanding of how good signal behaves and how they can be manipulated. Let's now dive into the findings and explore how the DTFT applies to our analysis. This is the finding that we will be focusing on for this DTFT part, which is a spectrum. So in this step, we analyze the frequency spectrum of both the original and filtered audio signals using the FFT. In this case, the magnitude spectra were plotted together for comparison. And as we can see here, this blue color plot is the original audio signal, whereby the red color plot is representing the filtered audio signal. Okay, this is the coding in order to generate the spectrum that we have seen in the previous slide. So in this case, we use a log scale for the y-axis and limited the x-axis to the Nyquist frequency. This comparison shows us how filtering reduces the unwanted frequencies while preserving the desired signal. Next, Navin will explain how we use the windowing method to refine the filter.
Hi, I'm Naveen Kumar and I'll be presenting about the windowing method. And this is our input, and the process that we did here is called windowing method. And this is our output. So this is our code for our windowing method. First off, we started off by declaring two parameters. The first one is the window's length, which is basically our impulse response length. The second one is our cutoff frequency. Then we created the humming window using the humming function and also the window's length as parameter. Then we calculated the ideal impulse response using by multiplying the cutoff frequency with the sinc of the cutoff frequency times by n. Then we applied the humming window to the ideal response. Upon doing that, we calculated the frequency response of it. Then we plotted three graphs. The first one is titled humming window, where the horizontal variable is the samples and the vertical variable is the amplitude. For the second graph, is titled windowed impulse response, where the horizontal variable is samples and the vertical variable is amplitude. And our last graph is titled magnitude response for humming windowed filter, where the horizontal variable is frequency and the vertical variable is the magnitude. For the third graph, we also added a Y limit for better visualization of the output. Thank you.
As the final part of this presentation, I will be presenting the concept of analog filters and their relationship with bilinear transformation. Analog filters are essential for shaping and processing signals in the continuous domain. The bilinear transformation, on the other hand, is a key mathematical technique used to convert these analog filters into their digital counterparts while preserving their essential characteristics. So let's now explore this process and its application in our findings. In the final step, we use the bilinear transformation in order to convert an analog filter into a digital one. This step is super crucial because it allowed us to process the audio signal digitally. In this case, we visualized the filter's frequency response and it applied to the audio signal, showing the final filtered result as we can see here. As we can see here, this is the coding we have used in order to generate the audio signals that we have seen in the previous slide. In this case, as we can see here, we have used the bilinear transformation in order to convert the analog signal into a digital signal.
Let's recap. For the overall processing of the signal, the input, which is the audio file, goes to 6 different processes and produces 6 different outputs from which we can analyze. That is all from us of Group 1 from Section 1 and 2. Thank you, and a special thanks to Dr. Musa.